Welcome back, boys. So this is the third video, third and final. By final, I mean final entry into getting into my followers list, which I already am actually. I already am taking a list of whoever else is on there. So basically, free ride or one free ride. It's a ticket to one free ride throughout the drift car right in there, which I'll get to showing you in a second what I've been doing. And that will be for any event over the course of Illinois, and I'll be crossing off lists, and Wisconsin, because I will be in Wisconsin too, so that as well. But so to start the video, it is a little different. We aren't working on the Z, we aren't working on the E36, and we are not working on the Mini Cooper. This is probably going to be partially in the video later. We'll see. Time and cover, so it's going to be a long job. We got the rotors, brand new rotors for this Nissan. The rears, I can hear them squeaking. They're starting to get old, so I might as well also replace the brake pads. There's the two fronts, two rears. So I'm also doing an oil change as well, so if you saw that down there. I am using a fuel cleaner as well. I gotta go fill this thing up with gas. So this is all in one fuel system cleaner. You can use whatever you like. It's personal preference, whatever you want. Whenever you start a job like this, please have your tools near you, the ones that you're gonna use. You don't need all of them. I literally just have a breaker bar. I got a big ass wrench. That was just to get the oil cap off because it's stuck. And then I got a screwdriver and a mallet just in case I can't get the oil filter off. That's the new one right there. Mine is located right underneath this tire, which I will be pulling off. And it's right down there behind a guard. And obviously you got your oil cap. And then you got down here, you got your drain plug, which mine is right behind that subframe bar, which I will be getting right into. Ugh. I won't be recording this, but I will show you the after. I will start with the oil change, show you the oil change, what I did, how I did it. Obviously, I kind of just showed a little grasp, like what you're doing, but I'll go more in depth about it. And then we'll get to the rotors and what you do from there. So, I'll see you in a second. And we're back. Look at that. That was a spin of a tornado. Holy shit. Anyways, so I got all of it done. If you go underneath here, I'll show you more in depth, like I said. Right there, oil drain plug. Basically cracked it loose with the breaker bar, like I said before, and then you hand screw it, or hand unscrew it. And what I would recommend you do, usually you can get your arm above here. I would just go down, and then I'd hold it when it's about to come off, and then you just flip it off. But make sure your drain pan is far enough away, otherwise you will get splashed, or it just will miss the drain pan completely. I also recommend you put some shop rags on top of the drain pan so it hits that instead of smashing into the bottom of the plastic of the pan, and then this will just cause it not to fucking splash. That's the whole point. So then if we come over here, oh, it's hard to move under here, but if you come over here, that's where my filter is. Basically what I did, I just took a screwdriver right through the original one all the way to the other end. This is a trick my friend showed me. It didn't know how to, I'd never even thought of that. But that, and then I took it from here, spun it, instantly came off, and then I just hand unspun it, slowly pulled it off. Some oil dripped down, didn't really matter. Then the new one, whenever you put it on, I personally fill it with oil. I mean, it's up to you. I didn't do it on this one. Just want to do something different. But since it's sideways, I didn't want to fill it. On my Z, I do because it's straight up. But anyways, also there is a seal as well. You want to put oil over that. So you can use old oil or you can use your brand new oil. I'd recommend your new oil. It doesn't really matter. All the same, as long as you do normal oil changes every 3,000 to 5,000. And if you really want to push it 8,000 miles, then you do you. Yeah, so then you hand tighten it as much as you can. I'd try to get both arms. I got one arm up here, came down on top of this, and one down here. And I corked it all the way down. Just fucking torque that shit with my own hands. And now, basically what I'm doing, I like Pennzoil the most. Just full synthetic. You're gonna read the back of this. Depending on how much your car takes, I would just watch this bar. So since I'm already at a full 5 liter, or 5 quarts, my fault, 5 quarts, I would go all the way down to just about 1, a little below 1. I believe this takes 4.2 quarts, something like that. But I would go around there. If you can still hear your lifters ticking on normal, like on Nissans and all that, usually you want to put a little more oil in. it just gets rid of it, circulates more oil, and then gets more oil to those lifters, so it'll be a lot quieter. Depending on your horsepower of your car, higher horsepower cars, you could hear it, you might not. It depends. It's just all about your car. I do my own research on that, but for this car, I'm putting about 4.2-ish, maybe a 4 quarts of oil in there. So I'm gonna do that right now, and then we'll get onto the rotors, and I will show time lapses of these. These are a lot more difficult, but I will show you how to get them done. All right, so I actually lied about that. That took 5 quarts. Anyways, did my research, whatever, got it done. That's empty, but I might go buy some more. I already got one set of the rotors done right over here, just for a test. Got the rotors and the brake pads on. They gave me the wrong brake pads, but I went and changed that. So now we're on this side. Basically, I'll show you how to get this all done. These are the old one, both old pads and old rotors. So I'll time lapse this and I'll talk through it while I'm doing it. What you're gonna need, I mean, this varies depending on every car that you're gonna use, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just a light impact. These you don't need. I'm just using it because it's easy, quick, and shoots bolts off pretty well. It's only 400 foot-pounds. And then I got a big fat impact that is 2,800 foot-pounds. And I'm gonna use those for the bigger bolts, which I will get and show you in a second. I also have a torque bar, so or a torque wrench, however you want to say it. This for your end, or for the end process, torquing down all 4 bolts. At least for mine, it's 4 bolts. My rears are anywhere from 65, or my big bolts are anywhere from 65 to 80 foot-pounds, and my smaller bolts are anywhere from 25 to 30 foot-pounds. So I'll be getting that, showing you what that is. These are the 2 sizes I'm using. I'm using a 14, and I'm using a 19, or 17, I believe. 19? 19, yeah, I'm using a 19. And then I got my caliper compressor. Super simple, easy. You can buy it on Amazon, it's like 20 bucks. You just wrench it, compress your caliper, super easy. Then I got a wrench, just in general, for anything, if I need to pry it off, take it off, whatever. I got a normal dead blow. That's obviously, you can hear it. That's why it's called dead blow. It's shakeable. When you swing it basically just moves force and presses things down a lot easier. Then I got a breaker bar. Breaker bars are very crucial, in my opinion. I love breaker bars. They work very well. But if you cannot get a bolt, just use an impact. It sucks, but you can use an impact. Always wear gloves. Please wear gloves. You don't want all that shit on your hands. I know you don't, and you don't want your skin soaking it up. Sometimes I'm a grease monkey and I just fucking take that shit off, dig it, and do whatever. But besides the point. Then I got my pads from CarQuest. CarQuest is very nice. I also got my rotors from CarQuest. So when you open this up, you're gonna have a few things. You're gonna have right here your little brackets. When you take this off, there is gonna be, which I will show, there's gonna be these things right there. There's one on this side and one on the bottom. So you got one on top, one on bottom, and then you got these little pins. Pins go in there, and then you throw our brakes in there. And we also got our brand new brakes right here. So I will show you how to install these, and I will see you in 2 seconds. All right, so what we're gonna start with is taking off these 2 upper bolts right here. So these bolts take out your guide pins. For me, my guide pins just spin right into a little, right into just a little bit, and basically that bit, what it does is it goes like this and compresses. So whenever you're moving, just moves with it. So we're gonna take that off first with our little mini impact. This is why I say it's useful, and I recommend you have one of these. It's also a lot tighter fitting, so smaller, bigger. Obviously, you can see the size difference. The bigger one's probably like double the fucking size, actually. So I recommend one of these for taking that off. And this is also how you get your caliper off right here, or the first half of your caliper. On some cars, it comes off as one hole, just like my Z, like I showed you before. And the other half, or the other type is this, which you will usually find these on Beamers as well. Bolts, make sure you keep them close by. Never want to lose them. So now this will pry right off. As you can see, that moves. Let me grab my hanger, actually. Okay, got my hanger. And so basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the hanger, load her in there, take this caliper, and we're gonna take her over to the other side, and we're gonna hang her right here. This works. So basically you want to hang it anywhere that the line is able to just freely see if the line isn't bending too much, but it can move. So now we're gonna start getting up here to these 2 bolts right there, and basically when you get these 2 bolts off, your rest of your caliper will come straight off. And if you can see, my rotor already moved. I don't have any lock-in pins on these rotors. There's no reason for them. Basically, the whole point of loose rotors, when you put your tire on and you torque your nuts down to hold your tire in, it will press to the back of the caliper. So then your caliper will stay still and your brake pads will run on that. Usually what I do is I just wiggle, and then these will come right out. If you're getting newer brake pads, like new gen brake pads, what I mean is you're not gonna need the back plating right here where the piston sits, because they have their own back plating. Like on these ones, they have their own back plating. I need this. We're gonna need this one. So we take our 19, and this is where I recommend you use a big fat impact. You can already hear the damn thing. Ow, that one hurt. There we go. Got her on. Alright, so we're actually gonna do this. We're going all the way to level 3. These things fucking suck. Okay, and she comes right off. I recommend you do not look at this while you're undrilling it unless you want to get rusty. Okay, and I messed that one up. Okay, and she fell right off into my lap. So, where'd that bolt go? Alright, after my stupidity moment, I'm back. So, got the old caliper off, fell right on my lap. Got my 2 guide pins and my 2 other connecting right here. That's my bigger bolt, which is 19. These are my smaller guide pin bolts, which are the 14s. So, I literally just have a small bolt, and it goes right into here, which does move. If you get it to move, there we go. See how it's moving? There you go. You don't want to move it too much, just for one, just so you don't break it, and 2, just because I feel like we should just keep them still. No reason to move them. So after that, my actual rotor came right off. The rears are going to be a little different, but I'll show you that as well. Because in the rear, you have like a little drum brake right in the middle, right in the back of it. There's gonna be a drum brake. That's where your handbrake is. The cordless handbrake, and it acts like this, so it pushes out instead of doing this, which is what normal calipers do. So this we're gonna do. I'll repeat there, and then I also got brand new platings. So this plating goes on the bottom, and this one goes on the top. So it'll look like this, like that. Right on the brand thing, and that holds your brand new brake pads in. And from what I was looking at earlier, your inside brake pad with the little notch on the end right there, that goes on the outside, and this goes on the inside. Well, I did it the wrong way, but they go like this, and they press on the rotor. So we're gonna throw the rotor on here, and that will be the time lapse. So now what I'll do next is I will take these new side padding. So these original ones, what they did is they would go right here, and they would sit up, and there's one on the top and one on the bottom. So the way you tell, I mean, it depends on the car. When I pulled mine off, mine had these little prongs. You can't really see them because of the light, but there's a little, if I can block that. There, you see that right there? I'll circle it in the video, but right there, that little prong, there you can tell, and it's gonna be right on the top. So it's a little harder because I don't have any light anymore. I'm gonna push this in the back. I'm gonna bend this one forward. I'm gonna take her right out. I think I got it right there. And then this side. Hard to see this light, but I need the light at the same time. So, okay, got the other side off on accident. So I press up on the back side, bend this on the front side. I'll push her right up into there. Nope, I didn't do this one right. So this little pin right here, this pin right here, it's a little circle. And what it is, I'll show a picture of it later. But what it is it has to press into this little lodging area. And then when you have it pressed in, it will push it back against, there we go, back against it. So this little circle prong thing right here, this has to push into the inside right there instead of on the outside. And then you'll take this, push it down onto this little metal part, and this will go right in here. Basically the point of this right here, you can't really see it, but this little U, it holds the brake, like the actual brake itself in.
I used to think I love you, now I know it ain't true, now I know it's not you. 50 on my boxes, bitch, I know you see me, shining in my white tee, it's easy, I'll make it look easy, believe me.
Right here, that pushed in. What'd you say? God damn. And now he's bouncing coil with it because he feels like it. I don't know why. But, so yeah, those are pressed in. We know those work. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these pin things that we pushed out, and we're gonna pull them all the way to the outsides so that you can actually get your brake pad into there instead of having it already pre-blocked, so you can't even put your pads in.
Young punk bitch, fucking on a young bitch, fell in love when she saw me in a club, bitch. Young punk bitch, fucking on a jump bitch, shawty fell in love, now she doing.
Spin this right around like so it's on the open side. So right here is caliper. As you can see, she's on the open side, so the piston and the backing plate, it is so hard to see, but I promise it's right there. Whoa, nice. Put the phone back down. We're back. So if you look, I pressed it all the way in. Take that off. I pressed it all the way in for the most part. I don't know if you can see, but it's pressed in. You can just go off my word too. So now we're gonna, well, that should actually reach, so I don't know why it wouldn't reach, but right there, press it right back on. Looks beautiful.
Standing in the club like little mama in my eyesight. She go on with me tonight, we connect like Wi-Fi. Yeah, on the table, Gucci on my waist, yeah.
Got my trusty ratchet. So on these ones, left is righty and right is loosey. Yeah. So I want to tighten this up. I'll go to the left, take her out.
The night you'll be safe. There's no switchblade and I will pull it out. There's love going up, baby, will you hold me down? And the ice on my wrist, you thought my wrist sprained. I'm in your driveway, baby, let's skirt away. I used to think I love you, now I know it.
I test 3 times, you never know. I would just do 3 times just in case, you never know. So now she's stuck on there and she will not come off. Your rotor can barely move now, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna take the tire, throw it on there, we're gonna lift the back end of the car up, which I will not show you, that's boring, and we're gonna start the rears because we got time. All right, guys, so we got the back end of the car lifted up, got all our tools out, already opened the box. I got all my wrenches, I got all my tools, I got everything that I need right here. Got my batteries, got my 2 impacts, small impact, big impact. I also got my little angle things for that. I got my flatheads, I got my wrench, and then I got my new rotor. I also got my calipers and my my pins, so my little insert pins. And then I got my 2 guide pins already out, so I'll show you how to do that real quick. Basically, you go back here, just like the first one, but these are actually guide pins. They're not just bolts. These are how most cars are, but guide pins are more annoying. Mine actually were seized in here. So basically, you unscrew it. Mine was a 14. You take it, and then I had to use a flathead for basically 10 minutes straight, and I would go like this, and I'd take that hammer right there, and I'd hammer the living crap out of it. It's annoying. It's stupid. Oh my God, you will get frustrated, but it's okay. Then you go back here. So if you look right there, that's your 21 millimeter bolt right there and there. Those will take the second half of your caliper off. Your first half is up here. You want to put it or rest it on a place where this does not bend too much. So this bending right here is okay. That's perfectly fine. And you just want to make sure it sits up here. Or you can use a hanger as well. Hangers were easier in the front for me, but right here, this works well. You don't want it to get scratched. You don't want to cut it. You don't want anything. This is a pain in the ass to replace. This is not a hard, or these are soft wire lines, not hard lines. Hard lines are a lot easier to replace. That's what I'm doing on my Z, but this is a different scenario. On the other one, on the other side, I'm so glad I didn't record that because holy wow, I wanted to just, Okay, so I had to take these 21 millimeters out, take my upper control arm out. Then I had to pull it back because this, on the other side, was too close. And there was another thing here on the other side that was inflicting me from using this big impact, which is what you need to get out these bolts. If you don't use a big impact on these, it will not work. I promise you. And if it works, I praise your mechanic, or I praise you that you kept such good care of this, because nobody keeps good care of these at all. On my Z, it actually did not have a single ounce of rust, which is insane to me, seeing that's 34 years old. This is a 2016 car. Look at how terrible this is. This is god awful. I'm gonna have to replace half of this in I don't even know how many damn years, because it looks like complete trash. It all looks like trash. I mean, it would take me like maybe a month or a little less, as long as I have another car, which is what my M3 is going to be for in the future. You never know, maybe I might get it, I don't know, I hope. Anyways, but please, do your rotor changes, do your brake changes. If you do, even a caliper setup, put a new caliper set. These things are like $100. $100 saves you from this crap, this piece of garbage. Please, I mean, look at the, I can't even, I can express this. Does that look good to you? Like, if that does, you scare me. Anyways, if you do need help with some of these things, hit my Instagram up or hit down in the comments. I can always help you. It's just unknown_Z32 with 2 Ks, 2 Ns. You know the drill. And yeah, so I'm going to snap my fingers and we're going to get this all off. And we're going to get the new rotor on. And then I'll maybe snap my fingers again. I don't even know. And we're back. Look at that. I got the new rotor on, new pads on. Oh my God, a lot happened. So, first of all, I had to not only pull off the upper control arm this time, because these bolts down here never want to come out because it's impossible. I had to pull off my strut, which is a divorce setup, so I have a spring and strut. I had to pull my strut off. Then I had to put my strut back on. Then I had to, well, actually before that, I heated up this to like a bajillion degrees because I tried impacting it 100+ times and it never wanted to come off. But it came off right after I put heat on it for about a minute. So I heated it up to, I don't even know how many degrees, but it got hot as shit. Then I impacted that off, put everything back on, and then I put, obviously, this back on, new pads. And before I did this, actually, I put the upper control arm back on. And this was the worst thing I think I've ever done in my entire life. I had to pull this backwards while putting a wrench here to push this way, and then I hammered this with a rubber mallet down to try and pull this way, and then eventually I got to the point where I could get the bolts in, but it wouldn't go all the way to the other side because this didn't want to bend in this direction. It didn't want to bend like this. It was bending like this. So what I did is I took my impact, put it on the end, and I bent my impact in the bolt. I tried to bend it. I bended it up, and then I just impacted all the way through, and I didn't even give a crap about threads. Threads actually looked pretty good right now, and they threaded right through. But I just threaded that thing right through, and then I threw the nut on and impacted that together. After that, I went and put my guide pins back in, 1 and 2. You should lube them up. I'd recommend it, especially on BMWs. You should lube them up. And then I put this on, obviously because the guide pins are on, put it right back, and now we're here. So after this, throw your tires back on, and yeah, it's quite literally it. That's how you get your front and rear brakes. Your rears are more annoying, but I believe in you guys. And yeah, I gotta clean everything up, and then I will see you tomorrow on the next one.